Alright, here's the next video in the series. This is a multi-part print. Yesterday I finished this. This is the bottom part of the print. As you can see, it's clean, there's no warping, there's no lines or anything that is disrupting the print at all. This would be considered the bottom half of a two-part body. The upper part of the body is this, and currently it's on the very first layer. You can see that for yourself. You can see here the blue tape is in contrast as far as color with the print itself. You can see the skirt plainly, completely all the way around. You can see the frame, or the outer edge of the print, has gone down already, and it's currently laying down the first layer, number one layer. It's literally troweling down the first layer. There is, and would have to be, a small amount of pressure on the filament as it is going down to the table. That's why they call it troweling, so that it actually almost looks translucent. You can kind of see that it's going down just perfectly. The thickness is just enough so you can kind of see the blue the tape through the filament, through the first layer. That's one of the reasons I use it. If it was just printed on glass, you wouldn't get that benefit. So I also print on a mirror, because one benefit of the mirror is it's flat. Being flat, there will be no highs and lows for any kind of electronic gizmo mounted on the side. So being that it's starting out flat, all that has to be done is tram. Once you've trammed the bed to the nozzle, you're done. And tramming only takes, well, less than, I don't know, a couple of minutes. When you do it properly, you literally can start the print right away. You don't have to do any test G codes from some internet video or whatever. You literally can start the print. When I tram the bed, I tram it on the corners of the tape, here, there, and there. Because you know what? I'm not printing out here. The printer is not printing out here. So it's useless to tram it out here. Since the print is only located here in the center of the bed, as always, center of the bed, I then put the tape around that. Technically, there's more tape here than's needed. But since it's a 1.88 millimeters or inches thick, technically this is too wide, but it doesn't matter. It's done that on both sides, since I put one layer in the middle and one on either end. I could have put one layer down here, cut it in half, and then moved it over here, but you know, it is what it is. So in a second here, it's going to start the second layer. Okay, now it's going around the brim. It's moved up, the Z-axis moved up one layer, and it's going to do the outer edge first, do the circle here in this particular case, and then start laying down the filament in diagonally in this direction, okay, because it goes one way first, the other way second. Just to give you a show what my printer is set up as, like, right there you can see this is the OEM, the original plastic extruder. I'm always going to use that extruder because there's nothing about it that will fail. Even if that arm, even if the lever cracks or breaks or gets stolen, I'm still going to use the body. The body's still good. It was designed for PLA and this particular printer. This is an ENDER 3. That's the original extruder right there, plastic extruder. It's been well over, I don't know, 4 years. No problem. People say that, oh, it's a time bomb. It's going to, at any moment, it's going to crap out. It's been 4 years. Okay, all my printers are still using the same plastic body. There's no reason to change any of this for a metal aftermarket version, because then you got to adjust your G codes, you got to adjust the gear, and you end up just fiddling with it all the time. I just want to be able to print. So if that arm cracks, no big deal. I just purchased the arm, $3. Takes like 5 minutes or less. Take out that screw, put that arm back on, and I'm back to printing. It wouldn't matter to me if this crapped out right now. I've got the usage out of that arm that I need. Okay? So just don't overkill, don't overdo a repair. Keep the body, replace the arm. That's it. Simple. 1, 2, 3. My filament's still mounted here on the side. I still use the old school tramming tool. Filament goes here on the left side. I don't have any arms or gizmos or guides or gadgets to redirect the filament because I mount it here on the side. And I've done many prints with it here on the side and have no issues with the gantry even getting close to this, ever. I think the first thing that would happen before it even gets close is this, the Bowden tube, will hit this cross rail first. Alright? So as you see right here, original plastic extruder, as always, no issues. White Bowden tube, not the blue tube. No electronic gizmo here to level my bed. I don't need any of that. It just takes too long compared to using the paper feeler gauge. Like I said, it takes like 2-3 minutes at the most to do it, and then I can start printing right away. I don't need to test my leveling by running some G-code squares and circles. You don't need that. So there you go. One other thing, kind of important. What is my temperature of the bed? People always say, oh, what should the bed temperature be? Crank it up 5 degrees, 10 degrees, really, 50 degrees Celsius. Maybe they need to do it, but in this case, printing like I always do, I don't heat the bed. 0 is the set point. The bed is not heated at all. It's at room temperature. My nozzle's at 212. All right, the rest is standard, basic 3D printing. And then guess what? Those are the original springs. They came with the printer. And again, it keeps being said, oh, you got to replace the springs for yellow ones, more tighter, then your leveling won't be a problem, and then yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? It's not a problem for me doing it in this fashion. I use the springs as they were intended, as they were designed to be used. Okay, so there you go. Again, don't take my word for anything. Simply watch the video. It's printing right now. And when the print gets further along, or maybe towards the end, or maybe at the end, I'll show the result, and you can decide for yourself. There's no brim. You can see that for yourself. No brim, no raft, no messy glue sticks to clean off or whatever. It's just not required. That's the thing of the past. So is heating the bed. It's a thing of the past. This is 3D printing 101. It's so nice to be able to just print, not have this heat block off, the heated bed. There's no worries about that at all. It's almost too easy. All right, happy printing.